Hello everyone, good morning. So time check, it's 6 a.m. in the morning and the sun is just shining up right now. So for today's video, I wanted to share the pot or the last pots that I have here in my succulent garden. So let's start with this very beautiful and lush rococo. So this rococo, I have bought this last February of this year. Yeah, and look, at first I was afraid that it will become mushy because this type of succulents always got mushy whenever I bought something like this. But look at it now. It's now stable and very lush. Look how compact it is. So I wanted to propagate it and but I'm thinking twice because I want the way it looks. The trailing part the trailing part, I mean, yeah, look. And at the back, there's also. And look how the set look like on the top view. So it has stress color. It's red. So I hope I can make it all stress during the bare months. So this is our Rococo. So the next blush pot that I have is the one I bought also this month of February together with the Rococo. So this is my purple card. Look, actually when I planted it for a month, it has become dehydrated. And what I did to make it hydrated is that I removed some of the rosette and also to give way to the small rosette inside. Yeah, see how pretty it is. So the rosette that I have got, I have already placed it somewhere here in my garden. So I'll find it later. So that is our purple card. Then I have another lush pot here which I bought last March. So this is my variegated little bands. Look how pretty, but there is one that's becoming non-variegated. Yeah. So happy, and there are offsets going already, and there are more. So I bought this last March, so it's stable already. Then let's go and find another one. So I have this lush pot of variegated Myrini. Look how pretty. So when I bought this, it was very thin, and when I potted it, it's still thin. Yeah, but right now, it's okay. It's getting plump, though it's very hot and it's not yet, I mean, it's not being sunburned in spite of the thin leaves it have. So this is my variegated Myrini. Beside our variegated Myrini, I have my variegated Mendoza. So if you look at side by side, they look different because variegated Mendoza have a bigger set and rounded one. So this is how it look like. And it's trailing already. Yeah. There. So it's so lush, though there are some parts or leaves that has been sunburned, but so beautiful to look at. It's yellow whitish in color. Yeah, compare it to Mimi, it's quite pink and purplish. So they are white and pink also. So pretty to look at and so lush. I was not really expecting it to be stable here in my garden, these two, as well as the variegated apricot, but I was surprised I was able to do it. Yeah, maybe because the right timing of purchasing it, which I purchased this one, the variegated Mendoza and the Mirini. I think March, yeah, March together with the apricot. There. So let's go and find another. So I have this variegated opalina. So that was the name given by the seller. Look how lush it is already. Yeah, so pretty. So I love the color of this because it's green, somewhat neon green. So actually it needs more space to grow because, you know, his supreme was already touching the other set of the variegated Indonesian opalina. Sorry, this is not variegated opalina. This is Indonesian opalina, yeah. Sorry. So sorry for my mistake. So this is Indonesian opalina and this is how it look like. So beside it is we have our Supreme. Yeah, it's not variegated. It was a free from the seller. And beside it is look how pretty this one, bluish. Look like a bouquet of rose. So when I bought this, I don't know the ID. Yeah. So I'm so sorry. But look how pretty. Let's take a look at it up close. Yeah, so pretty. Very neat. Yeah. So let's go. So of course we have our Chloe. So this is the newly repotted one in my last video last Monday. So it looks so lush already coming from a very small pot. Then we have our cheesecake. Yeah. So cheesecake, before I was really having a hard time of taking and growing it here in my garden. But like what I'm saying in my vlog, when you got the technique or get the technique of growing the succulents in the garden, you can propagate it and you can have lots of pots just like my cheesecake. I have several pots already of propagation and I have another lush spot here on top of the rack, another pot of my cheesecake. So pretty, right? And then we also have Chloe here, but it has different color. So I don't know why. So this is the first Chloe, a pot of Chloe that we have repotted. And this is my old pot of Chloe. Look, it has different color. It's brown. It's pretty. And then of course we have our pots of Aranpe, which is purplish in color. Look so pretty. Though some leaves has been sunburned. It's not been raining here in my area. So for those who do not know, and many of you are asking, so I live here in Silang, Cavite, Philippines. So my succulent garden is a rain or shine area, no roof, no net, no UV plastic. It's an open space so they can get proper air ventilation, yeah. So, and full sun and full rain too. So on the topmost part of this rack, I have my lush part of sedum clavatum. So sedum clavatum and cheesecake quite look the same. But if I would compare it, cheesecake and sedum clavatum, cheesecake has more bigger set compared to clavatum. So this is clavatum, the one we're looking at. Look how lush it is. So last December or last year, it was really dying because it becomes massive because it's been raining every day. But look at it right now. It has recovered. So what I did is just I simply started it. So this one is also clavatum. Actually, there are four parts of clavatum here, and This one is also a lash spot. Yeah, so pretty, right? And of course, I have a lash spot of my Morphine. This one, so pretty. It's like a bouquet. And two, it's also Morphine. So pretty, look. Two pots of Morphine. Then I have another one here. It's also Morphine. Then on top we have the mother pot of our Chloe. Look how lush it is. Very, very lush and very, very pretty to look at. And then we have our two pots of our Echeveer silk wheel with no stress color, but so pretty and still flawless. The rosette are flawless, no fingerprints on it. Lots of offset, so I'm really blessed to have this succulents here in my garden. And then another pot of our lush Echeveer silk wheel. So pretty, right? And then our Chloe and our Morphine. I also have another two pots of Tinkerbell. No, just like the cheesecake, I was having a hard time of growing this Tinkerbell at first, and then I was able to buy two pots. The first pot died, and now this is the second pot, and I was able to propagate it. So I can really prove it because look, the stem cuttings that I got. Actually, this pot came from this pot. Yeah, this is the mother pot, and these are my propagation. There are some other propagation, and look how pretty they are. And I wasn't expecting that this Tinkerbell will have this kind of big rosette. Yeah. So let's go. Of course, we have a lash pot of our Marcus. Yeah. So I have removed some of the rosette because it's flower stalk and I don't want to invite pests. But some flower stalk becomes offset. Yeah. So I'm waiting it to become more big before I propagate it. So actually there are one big pot, then two small pots of my Marcus. So right now it has a bit of stress color, but when it's fully stressed, it's so pretty. Then I have one pot of my Murasaki, which is so flawless. You know, I love Murasaki, but the problem is that it's hard to propagate Murasaki, especially, and it's hard to take care of it during rainy season. Yeah, and that's the problem compared to Purple Delight. Then we have our Purple Haze. So it's the mother last or part of my Purple Haze. Look how lush it is. And this is the rosette that I got from this spot when I propagated last January. And look how pretty and purplish it is. Yeah. And of course, we have our lush pot of Arunpe there. So they are purplish in color. They are so pretty to look at, right? So I'm really feel blessed that I got this succulent thriving here in my garden. And then I have a large pot of my peach fry. Look how pretty it look like rose. Yeah. And then I have a large pot of ghosty. It was started last January and now it's growing so well. I have a large pot of my purple delight. It also I started it also last January. And I have a large pot here of variegated. I mean, Rhaptopetalum mendozae. Yeah. So this is my mendozae and I have two pots of purple delight. It's also lush. It's a propagation. I just propagated last January also. And I have another last pot of my Rhaptopetalum mendicae. Yeah, and another pot of my rose tea. So this is the one that we repotted last Monday. Our arze. So I have placed it already here in my veranda area. So they are okay so far. It's good that it's not raining yet. So it's already May, but it's not raining. I have another lush pot here of Chloe. Yeah, so pretty. There are actually two pots there. And then I have another pot of my purple haze. And then another pot of my, I think this is peach candy, yeah. And this is my Graptopetalum Helen, which is so lush. Then we have our peach candy, another pot, it's lush. And another pot of iron paste. We have our lush pot here of our Loella. Hmm. So I haven't given water for a week already. Supposed to be I have to give them water last Friday. Today is Wednesday already. I mean Tuesday today. So you will watch my video on Wednesday or tomorrow. So I was not able to give water because I'm really so busy this week. So these are the last spots of our Luella. And I still have some Equiversa Veil here. Very lush. It was just started January or February. So it's really very effective when you restart or reset your succulent, changing their soil mix, repotting them. And on top, I have the Purple Delight, a lush pot. A lush pot of our Aranpay. This is the biggest pot of Aranpay that I have. I have my Graptopetalum mendicae, a lush pot, a propagation pot. I also have my Graptopetalum mirini, two pots. So I also have your lush pots of my hair one. And of course, for Paul the Light again. And our ghosty. These are all ghosty. Look how lush they are. So when I restarted it last January and February, they are very small. Yeah, and I'm making this pink puppet pot very lush. So I want it to be lush. Yeah. So I guess that's all my sharing for today. That's all the lush pots that I have here in my garden. So they're growing well so far. So I hope you like my sharing. So the secret for having this lush pot is to keep your succulent, to keep propagating succulents by stem cutting, leaf propagation. Yeah, it's very useful when you propagate the succulent so you can create lush pots. Some some of the succulents that I've showed you, they are single stem, some are cutting. Yes. So it's really beautiful to look at when you have lush pots of succulents, just like what you have seen in my vlog today. So if you do like my sharing for today, please hit the like button and share my video to your family, friends, and relatives. And of course, if you do like my sharing, you might consider subscribing also to my channel. Yeah, thank you so much for the time that you're spending in watching my channel or my videos or vlog. I am very thankful and I'm also very thankful and feeling blessed for having these succulents in my garden because it's really my stress reliever. Makes me happy though. So hot to stay here. So these are the photos I showed you. So I guess that's all for today. Happy gardening, everyone. Keep hydrated, take care, and God bless us all. Bye bye. See you on my next vlog. And I hope your succulents, other plants are growing well in your garden too. So bye for now. See you on my next video. Bye and God bless us all. Happy gardening, everyone.